Everything you think you know about getting rich is backwards. While you're cutting subscriptions and skipping coffee, wealthy people are doing the exact opposite. And today, I'm going to show you the 15 counterintuitive money habits that separate the broke from the brilliant. What's up, Broke to Brilliant family? If you're new here, this channel is all about flipping your financial mindset and learning how the top 1% actually think. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Habit 1. Buying time, not things. Most people think wealth is about spending less, but here's the truth. The wealthy spend more, intentionally. They buy back time, grocery delivery, cleaning services, automation software. These aren't luxuries, they're leverage. Think about it. If your time is worth $50 an hour and you can pay someone $20 to handle a task, you're not being lazy, you're being smart. The poor save dollars. The rich save hours. And unlike money, hours never come back once they're spent. Habit 2. Measuring purchases in hours. Here's a mental shift that changes everything. Stop measuring money in dollars. Measure it in hours. That $60 dinner, that's 3 hours of your life. That $1,000 phone, that's 40 hours of work. When you see time instead of price, your brain gets honest about what actually matters. You stop chasing dopamine hits and start asking, is this worth a full day of my life? Usually, the answer is no. Habit 3. Using debt as leverage. Debt scares most people.
And it should scare you if you're using it wrong. But that is a tool. It depends on who's holding it. Poor debt buys comfort. Rich debt buys freedom. A car loan for a luxury vehicle bleeds you dry. A loan for appreciating property pays you back. The key? Make sure what you borrow for grows faster than the interest you owe. That's how fortunes are built. But if used wrong, debt becomes your master. Habit 4. Refusing to save every penny. This sounds crazy, but people who try to save every penny almost never get rich. Why? Because they're playing defense, not offense. Saving is survival. It doesn't make you grow. The wealthy don't stress over $5 coffees. They hunt for $50,000 opportunities. Hoarding money builds fear. Investing it builds momentum. When you spend strategically on things that expand your income, tools, skills, relationships, you break through the ceiling that saving alone never could. Habit 5. Investing in yourself. This is the single highest return investment you can make. Courses, coaching, therapy, fitness, mentors, they all seem expensive until you realize they multiply your output by 10x. Here's another layer. Paying for accountability. When you pay for something, you pay attention to it. That's why people who invest in their growth accelerate faster.
They attach real cost to not making progress. Your earning potential is your greatest asset. Develop it relentlessly. Habit 6. Avoiding good deals. Everyone loves a sale. 50% off, limited time only. But that feeling of winning at spending, that's what keeps most people broke. A deal is still an expense. The discount doesn't matter if you didn't need it. Wealthy people don't chase deals because they know attention is the real cost. Imagine getting 50% off an item marked up 200%. You've just been manipulated into paying full price. The rich measure value by utility, not price. If something improves their life, they pay full price. If it doesn't, it's overpriced even at 90% off. Habit 7. Overpaying on purpose. This one sounds insane, but hear me out. Overpaying on purpose rewires your psychology. When you round up payments, send extra toward debt, or pay bills early, you teach your brain that money isn't something to hoard and fear. It's a tool you control. This builds an abundance mentality. Instead of, I can't afford this, your mind thinks, I'm ahead. Your debts shrink faster, your stress evaporates, and your relationship with money becomes clean.
Habit 8. Spending on mistakes. This one sounds wild, but wealthy people budget for failure. Most of us treat mistakes like wasted money. Wrong software, bad hire, failed side hustle, and beat ourselves up for weeks. But rich people see mistakes as paid research. That $500 course that sucked? Now you know what not to do. That failed side hustle? Skills you'll use forever.
I know someone who burned $3,000 on Facebook ads and got 0 sales. He realized his audience wasn't on Facebook, they were on LinkedIn. His next campaign made $50,000. Mistakes cost money, but indecision costs fortunes. Wealthy people course correct quickly because they'd rather know the truth early than waste years wondering. You either pay for lessons now or pay much more later for not trying. Habit 9. Emotionally detaching from money. Be honest, do you check your bank balance and feel instant panic or relief? I used to let that number control my self-worth. Good month, I felt unstoppable. Bad month, total failure. That emotional dependence is exactly what keeps people stuck. The rich detach from the number. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means not letting money dictate your identity. When you're emotionally attached, you panic sell investments, take jobs out of fear, and make terrible decisions under pressure. The rich treat money like oxygen, essential, but not something you obsess about every second. My worst decisions came from fear. My best came from calm, logical thinking. Detachment gives you clarity. Emotion destroys it. Habit 10. Ignoring windfalls. You get a $2,000 tax refund. Most people immediately think, what should I buy? New TV, weekend trip, shoes, something fun. But wealthy people act like the money never existed. Every unplanned dollar, refunds, bonuses, gifts, gets invested automatically.
No celebration, no impulse buys, just quiet progress. It's psychological training. When you don't treat extra money as extra, you stop resetting your progress every time you get lucky. I've done this for years. Every surprise dollar goes straight into investments before I can touch it. I never feel like I'm sacrificing because I never counted it as spending money in the first place. Small windfalls, handled correctly, build big results. Habit 11. Taking calculated risks. What scares you more? Taking a risk or staying exactly where you are? Most people fear the risk. Wealthy people fear stagnation. But here's the truth. The rich don't love risk. They train for it. It's just like the gym. You don't start by lifting 300 pounds. You build strength with small reps. Risk works the same way. Starting a small project, switching careers, investing in something uncertain. These are risk reps. There is no path to wealth that avoids risk. It's the entry fee. But risk isn't what ruins people. Panic does. The people who fail aren't the ones who took risks. They're the ones who bailed when things got uncomfortable. I played it safe for years, and all it gave me was the same life year after year. Every fortune you've heard of came from someone willing to step into uncertainty on purpose. Habit 12. Only buying what you can afford. There's a huge difference between can I buy this and can I afford it? Most people can buy the thing by stretching their budget, sacrificing other areas, or taking on payments, but actually affording it, that's something else entirely. Here's my rule. If it steals your peace, you can't afford it. Doesn't matter if it's a car, a gadget, or a subscription. If it costs sleep, time, or future opportunities, it's too expensive. I bought a dream car once. I could buy it, sure, but I couldn't afford the stress. For 2 years, I worked extra hours just to keep it. That car didn't make me feel rich. It made me feel trapped. Now, I only buy things I can afford to forget about. If I'm thinking about the cost after paying, it was the wrong purchase. Habit 13. Using envy as data. Time for the uncomfortable truth. Envy is one of the most valuable signals you have. You see someone living the life you want, better habits, better results, and you feel that sting in your chest. Most people deny it and pretend they're happy for them. Wealthy people study it. Envy is data. It tells you exactly what you want and exactly what you believe is possible for you. Instead of feeling guilty, ask yourself, who am I jealous of? Why? What do they have that I secretly want? Then reverse engineer them, their habits, their schedule, their decisions. I used to envy someone who seemed to have everything figured out. Eventually, I stopped hating and started studying. Turned out they were simply more consistent for longer. That envy became my roadmap.
The poor suppress envy, the rich decode it. These habits aren't natural at first. Our brains are wired to hoard, avoid risk, chase comfort, and play it safe. That mindset helps you survive, but it won't help you build wealth. You don't need to adopt all 13 habits immediately. Pick one, commit to it for 30 days. Because one mindset shift changes how you see money, which changes how you use money, which changes your entire life. Subscribe to Broke to Brilliant for more life-changing money psychology. This video is for educational purposes only and isn't financial advice. Always do your own research or consult a professional before making financial decisions.